and that's the only way to time travel. And what's really whipping around and changing and sensitive is that curvature of our own arcing generations walking on this earth. And that is the fine-tuning and the alignment of explodey, Y chromosome, rebuild humanity, American Revolution, Vampire King, these departments of the Alicorn Stallion. The universe is unified through our constellation. The construct built through the sequence of a comatose, but in the nunchucks, most relatable, source code robotics, the origin of time and space. And the sequence comes from the wisdom. I'm overclocking a operational human an anatomy into other humans that are like, oh, you're defeating the nightmare cloud. That's amazing, Welcome to Explodey. That's American free speech and the free election at full work here, looking for legal acceptance and production. Allow for the free speech to occur and the truth and the answers. It's this weird fluctuation because we're going through a sequence where the scientists are like 95% correct, except for unless all of this stuff like piano wires from the corrected form of the Hatch-Heliosphere eggs. There's a sequence of stairs, the chainsaw whip blade for our futures hard locked. So the sensitivity of like actual leadership and this templates of the actual residency. What is government? What is leadership? I have instilled it. I've installed it permanently. It is angel grade, armor updates, sequence, global, torque, sunshine, and the unification of the orb. And the sequence of the arm of Cape Cod manifest beyond its settlement. So I am not requiring oddities in order to function, the incarnation of my nature. Oh, but I am sick and tired of 20 years of censorship. Antimatter is down on this. So the human maverick is evolving. And welcome to the Revolution 47. Like a sequence of perfect bullseyes, Juliet snowflakes, leading up to the greatest popular president, Colin Paul Woodard, 2024 popular U.S. elected president. Well, because we just had a way better time. Allow us to fall in love. It is true love. I've been through a lot, and my unicorn horn getting stalked by these like fake time guys and this and they're just like the worst. But then well, that's the thing, is there's this double 95% market. And like the 95% market of humanity around the world is actually stable, and that didn't pop out of place. But our scientists who are like and wrong everything 10 base is like Confessionoid of Anatomy in the Petri dish of all the 90s X-Files. Well, there's these new X-Fractals where women have an alternate department, X5000, and that's a natural sequence that's through pink. The color pink, that's correct. The perfect circle. The green navigation of Earth Heliosphere. I am your captain. I am the grim navigation. All right, so defeating the environmental identity crisis of the universe involves our nearby government with UFO objects and nearby planetary systems. There's like a small area around Earth that is basically political. And the problem with a disjointed elbow of like weird satire and weird presidents is that we're like it's Doom Clan, and I'm giving people the right unicorn's horn leading. And so to have it animated and to pay for it, that's divine. You'll be like lifted up by, oh, here we go. You start feeling it because of velvet lift. And like the whole church is like, oh. And the sequence onion forth of like a stained glass window labyrinth, but in a sequence of orbs and onions. It's like my shifting identity, and it's like I'm trying to figure out how to give people visual leadership, and it's a subtle amount of animation. I'm a fine art painter, and so the type of animation would be this exploratory feeling where we can get into a Good Deeds Arcade Labyrinth. There's a lot of busy lights, and the sequence of that treats the OCD. I've lived through it, man. Like, I have noticed how, I'm sorry, but my human experience is a detail in that. Like, when I'm playing video games, all my irritations like evaporate. Like, there is a need for octane visual stuff, or else it causes social unrest. And what we have here is these zombies of politicians and the Republican barf. I mean, my political animal is a wolf, and these guys are like a donkey or an elephant. I mean, these is really the greatest howl of the American brave. Perfect bullseye for the event of our lifetime. Let us engineer the overclocking of the USD and allow this country to build super cities unbridled. We'll afford these homeless people, and we'll do it. You know, they engineer some street sweepers. We'll have like artificial, like, we'll have these giant robotic things, because we have, you know, it's a new level of industry where America's gonna, oh, I need my steel, my metals. I need my metals to here. I live here. Like, we're like, we don't live here. Like, yo, you can't build in the Grand Canyon. Oh, we can't control the environment. Oh, we know how to do it, but we figured it out in 2020 when we're spying on the internet. These guys are like, armor up from within. 47. The immaculate creature. All right, so my voice gives people that relief and confidence beyond the like nightmare creature, and the sanctions are authentic. But the shattering forth, if we don't own it, engineer it, and have that rooting system, is more difficult to protect residency from these equations like a crack pipe of like, or what about turning all people into a schizophrenic, or there's like, you know, having the wrong placed binary rendering is part of the misguidance of antimatter, outer space fever, a general robot fever. That's we're all gonna be looking at, achoo, achoo, what's this? That one has a, you know, like sneeze with an accent. X5000, you know, so, you know, we have a wicked accent. But it's for the living to engineer it and lead it. You're a confident pilot with my born thing. With the true projection of humans' identity has been getting assaulted from antimatter in it, and it breaks out like this. And I've had like several broken unicorn horns with you, and I want you guys to understand. Well, explodey is the Y chromosome rebuild for mankind, and it is a permanent light in the forehead. And it's a Walt Disney night glow. It's the Dragon King. Remember the engineering? A permanent headlamp for your soul. Welcome home, you guys. I love you. We're here to raise out the most powerful and beautiful family in the universe. And so we demand it, the free speech, free election. I'm asking for a lakeside production. It's like a studio engineer it. I've got all these files of audio. We can turn these into great works to transform, you know, so yeah, there's already a lot of really good work. It just needs like animation and like a studio to operate it, but I have some immediate products as well.